Match. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Fourth league match of the Astrolo Modeno Realty SARSANGAN Super Series T20 cricket tournament. The match today is being played between Mapusa Dream Crushers and PDK Kings. Mapusa Dream Crushers captain Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar, Kaushal Churi, Rajesh Kolwalkar, Mahesh Churi, Yash Prabhugaonkar, Aditya Prabhugaonkar, Sanjay Netrawalkar, the wicketkeeper, Pankaj Naik, Rajaram Kundekar, Neil Netrawalkar, Anand Prabhu Chodnekar. And the four substitutes, Mayur Kamath, Agan Bandare, Shiraj Pai Khote and Mayank Darwadkar. PDK Kings led by Sachin Sardesai, Vice Captain Gaurav Gaitonde, wicketkeeper Anish Prabhu Mamre and Pratham Kosambe, Siddesh Sinai Amonkar, Animesh Prabhugaonkar, Paray Dubashi, Vipul Deshprabhu, Prashil Kamath, Anil K. Timle and Ishan Kamath. And the four substitutes Ashwin Kugalkar, Jatin Padwal, Siddesh Dubashi and Ved Mamre. PDK Kings have won the toss and they have put Mapusa Dream Crushers into bat. The opener on strike is Kaushal Churi, and giving him company at the non-striker's end is Neil Netrawalkar. And to open the bowling for PDK Kings is Aniket Timle from the pavilion end. 20 overs. Mapusa Dream Crushers having won the first match, while PDK Kings has not been successful in their first match. This is the second match for both the teams. That's the umpire signal. It's Aniket Timle from the pavilion end, right arm of the wicket to Kaushal Churi. Watchfully played into the vacant covers region as the fielder comes in from the sweeper position. The Mapusa Dream Crushers batsmen cross over for a couple of runs and open their account. 2 runs to Kaushal Churi, 2 runs to Mapusa Dream Crushers. Aniket Timle once again, right arm over the wicket, and this time driven straight to Sachin Sardesai, the captain, and he hits it. Direct throw, and Kaushal is back to the pavilion. What a start for the PDK Kings. Direct throw, and umpire absolutely no hesitation giving Kaushal out. That's the big blow for the Mapusa Dream Crushers. Kaushal Churi back to the pavilion on the very second ball. New batsman is Yash Prabhugaonkar for Mapusa Dream Crushers. So Mapusa Dream Crushers 2 for the loss of 1 wicket. Yash Prabhugaonkar will be off the strike as Kaushal got run out at the non-striker's end. And Neil Netrawalkar will be facing for the very first time. He didn't play the very first match. Is now coming into bat. Bowling to him will be Aniket Timle from the Yash Prabhugaonkar, who made a very blistering start for MDC the other evening, is now going to face his first delivery. Yash Prabhugaonkar is going to face Aniket Timble. He's coming right arm over the wicket from the pavilion end. Kit took a fine inside edge of the bat, and as the throw comes in from Parai Dubashi, the batsman crossover for a single. With that, the score moves to 4. Mapusa Dream Crushers having been put into bat by PDK Kings. Neil once again facing Aniket Timble. Tries to drive it, but takes the fine outside edge of the bat. And the ball doesn't carry into the slip region where Siddesh Amonkar collects it. Neil played with very soft hands, and the ball just rolls all across the ground before it could reach to Siddesh Amonkar in the slips. Very watchfully played. Soft hands. Neil Netravalkar, tall boy, has already overtaken his father Sanjay with respect to height. Let's see how it performs with the bat today. Oh, that took a rising ball and just couldn't put it down properly, Neil Netravalkar, but nevertheless it doesn't go to the fielder. Dot ball to end the over. Mapusa Dream Crushers are 4 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of the first over. Animesh Prabhugaukar, left arm spinner from Kanakon, is going to bowl the second over for PDK Kings. Is going to bowl to Yash Prabhugaukar, also from Kanakon. Left arm round the wicket, Animesh Prabhugaukar to Yash Prabhugaukar. Cut it beautifully past the 2-point fielders, and that's the first boundary for Mapusa Dream Crushers. Comes from the blade of Yash Prabhugaukar, who opens his account. In fact, Yash is betting on 5, and Mapusa Dream Crushers are 8 for the loss of 1 wicket. We are in the very second over. Animesh Prabhugaukar bowling left arm round the wicket. Once again left arm round the wicket, this time slightly more closer to the stumps. Didn't get much room to cut. Places watchfully back to the bowler, who fields off his own bowling. No addition to the score. The score remains at 8 for 1. Meanwhile, once again Animesh to Yash from the pavilion end, left arm round the wicket. This time he pulls it, but not so much power behind that shot, as Vipul comes in and collects the batsman crossover for a single. With that, Yash moves to 6 and Mapusa 9 for 1. Neil Netravalkar facing Animesh for the very first time. Left arm round the wicket. He has got a deadly armour, Animesh. And that's it. Tried to drive, couldn't connect. All ends up. No addition to the score. The score remains at 9 for the loss of 1 wicket. We are in the second over. Neil Netravalkar, all the way from Mapusa, doing his 12th science. Son of the legendary wicketkeeper Sanjay Netravalkar. This time watchfully played, but straight back to the cover region where Prashil Kamath collects. No addition to the score. Score remains at 9 for 1. Mapusa being put into bat first by PDK Kings in this fourth league match of the EMR SARSANGAN Super Series. Once again, Animesh to Neil. Fuller ball and Neil connects it beautifully and the ball goes over the fence. Big shot and a 6 for Neil. With that 6, Neil moves to 7 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. That was a no ball signal by the umpire. So it's going to be a free hit for Neil Netravalkar. The score is 16 for 1. Short ball and punches it. Goes to the sweeper position as Aniket Timle comes in and collects. The batsman crossover for a single. With that single, Neil retains strike. He's going to bat on 8. Yash is batting on 6. His Mapusa after 2 overs are 17 for the loss of 1 wicket. This SARSANGAN Super Series Cricket Tournament is brought to you by Saraswat Sports Sangh Charitable Trust. Is well supported by Estilo Moderno Realty Private Limited, Deserts and More, Geno Pharmaceuticals, Commonwealth Developers, Drogaria Kolwalkar, Chings, Kunde Associates, the Dempo Group of Companies, Hotel Kampal, Wakao Foods, Sardesai Group, SRE Group, Saraswat Bank, Advocate Satish Pergaonkar and NKGSP Bank. Meanwhile, it's Aniket Timle once again resuming his duties from the pavilion end. Is going to bowl right arm over the wicket. To Neil Netravalkar. Fuller land driven into the cover region. And the batsman cross over for a single. Neil moves to 9 and takes the Mapusa to 18 for the loss of 1 wicket. Third over of power play. Only 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. And that is the long off and the long on region. 9 fielders inside, including the bowler and the wicketkeeper. Fuller land ball. Yash tries to glide it but can't connect it. All ends up. Dot ball. We have the captain Sachin Sardesai at mid-off. That Aditya Prabhugaonkar. No, it's going to be Vipul Deshprabhu in covers. Point. Backward point. Short third man, short fine leg Parai Dubashi and mid wicket is Prashil Kamath. This time connects it beautifully and over the mid wicket. 6 runs once again to Yash Prabhugaonkar. With that 6 runs, score Yash moves to 12 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 24 for the loss of 1 wicket after 2.3 overs. Mapusa Dream Crushers 24 for 1 after 2.3 overs. Yash Prabhugaonkar facing Aniket Timle. Aniket Timle bowling from the pavilion end, right arm over the wicket. This time, Yash, not much movement of the feet, tried to drive it, misses, and the ball ends in the gloves of wicketkeeper Pratham Kosambe. This time upishly driven into the cover region as Vipul comes in and throws. The ball just misses the stumps, and that's a dead dot ball. The score remains at 24. The last ball coming up of the third over. Aniket Timle to bowl from the pavilion end. Upside Dream Crushers going at a rate of well over 8 runs per over. Just loses his run up. Aniket back to his bowling mark. A right arm over the wicket from the pavilion end. Bowling to Yash Prabhugaonkar. He's batting on 12 with 1-6. Misses this time. Dot ball to end over. After 3 overs, Mapusa going at a rate of 8 runs per over are 24 for 1. Meanwhile, to bowl his second over, it's going to be Animesh Prabhugaonkar. Left arm round the wicket. And will be bowling to Neil Netravalkar. He's batting on 9 with 1-6. Animesh Prabhugaonkar, left arm round the wicket. This time Neil cuts it and it beats the 2-point fielders. And the ball sails over the boundary for a boundary. With that boundary, Neil moves to 13 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 28 for the loss of 1 wicket. Yash is batting on 12. Neil is batting on 13. And Mapusa Dream Crushers, having been put into bat first, are 28 for the loss of 1 wicket. This time tries to drive it, but the ball takes the inside edge of the bat and goes to the vacant long leg region, and the batsmen take 3 runs. With those 3 runs, the score moves to 31. Neil moves to 16. 31 for 1 after 3.2 overs. Animesh once again, left arm round wicket from the pavilion end to Yash, and he tries to cut it. And the ball takes the fine edge, and Pratham takes a brilliant catch behind the stumps. Yash falls with the individual score of 12. Mapusa lose the second wicket at the score of 31. 31 for 2 after 3.3 overs. Animesh strikes in his very second over. And to replace Yash, another master blaster comes in, known as Virat Kohli in local circle. Aditya Prabhugaonkar, the man of the match in the previous match, comes into bat. At the fall of the second wicket, Mapusa Dream Crushers are 31 for 2. 31 for 2 Mapusa after 3.3 overs. Animesh Prabhugaonkar, the successful bowler. Is going to bowl to Aditya Prabhugaonkar. Both hailing from Kankorn. Adit now settled in Madgaon. Man of the match of the previous encounter, having made an unbeaten 52 for Mapusa Dream Crushers. Owner of My Voyage Consultancy. It's going to be Animesh Prabhugaonkar, left arm round wicket to Aditya. Watchfully played. Tried to steal a single, but very agile PDK fielder there, Siddesh Sinai Amonkar. Doesn't allow that run. The score remains at 31 for the loss of 2 wickets. Once again Animesh to Aditya. Short ball, tries to cut it. Goes straight to the fielder. Could be disastrous. No, just back in the crease. At a right moment. 2 dot balls. 2 dot balls for Aditya. Last ball of the 4th over coming up. Animesh to Aditya. Fuller length ball, watchfully played back to the bowler to end the over. Aditya remains on 0. Neil giving him company on 16. The score after 4 overs. Mapusa Dream Crushers 31 for 2, going at a rate of 7.75 runs per over. That's the end of the mandatory power play of 4 overs. 2 more power play overs at the discretion of the batting team. Can be taken any time between the 11th to the 20th over. Meanwhile, it's the captain going to bowl the 5th over of the innings, Sachin Sardesai. Right arm over the wicket, and he'll be bowling to Neil Netravalkar. Fuller length ball and right into the block hole, watchfully played by the batsman. Tried to turn it with his wrist, but the ball right into the block hole, watchfully played in the end. No more addition to the score. The score remains at 31. Sachin Sardesai, advocate by profession. Again, watchfully played back to the bowler. Dot ball. Last 5 balls have been dot balls for Mapusa Dream Crushers. 3 faced by Aditya Prabhugaonkar, 2 by Neil Netravalkar. And that has pushed back the run rate. 5 dot balls in a T20 game. And that's what happens when lot of dot balls. The batsman has to do something and tried to hawk it unnecessarily. Good delivery. Misses it completely and Pratham collects it. No addition to the score. Meanwhile, it's 6 dot balls in a row for Mapusa Dream Crushers. 3 in the previous over, 3 in this over. Score is 31 for 2. It was 31 for 2 after 3.3. Now it's 31 for 2 after 4.3. This time a short ball and watchfully played by Neil into the point region as the fielder comes in and collects. The batsman crossover for a single. With that single, Neil moves to 17 and takes Mapusa to 32 for the loss of 2 wickets. After 4.4 overs being put into bat by PDK Kings. Aditya Prabhugaonkar batting on 0. Having faced 3 dot balls in the previous over, is going to face Sachin Sardesai, the captain of the PDK Kings, bowling right arm over the wicket from the pavilion end. Fuller length ball, watchfully played back to the bowler. Dot ball. There have been 4 dot balls now in this, out of this 5 in this over. 3 to go from the previous over. 7 dot balls for Mapusa Dream Crushers. This time tried to cut it. There's a slight bit of appeal, more in hope. And that's the end of the 5th over. Just a single coming from it. And after 5 overs, Mapusa going at a rate of 6.4 runs per over, 32 for 2. Being put into bat first by PDK Kings. Meanwhile, from the far end, it's going to be Vipul Deshprabhu, all the way from Perne. Good right arm off spinner. Very nagging line. And has a very good economy rate as well. Is going to bowl to Neil Netravalkar. Right arm over the wicket. Vipul Deshprabhu from the far end. Facing him is Neil Netravalkar, who is batting on 17. 1-6 and 1-4 in his 17 so far. Flatter trajectory and watchfully played into the mid-wicket region as Aniket Timle comes in and collects the batsmen. Don't think for the second they are happy with the single. Neil moves to 18 with that single and Mapusa moves to 33. Aditya Prabhugaonkar is yet to open his account. Vipul Deshprabhu is going to bowl to Aditya Prabhugaonkar. Vipul Deshprabhu once again, right arm over the wicket from the far end. Short ball and Aditya could have done much better with that, but he glides it into the mid-wicket region to collect a single and open his account. And with that single, Aditya moves to 1 and Mapusa to 34 for the loss of 2 wickets after 5.2 overs. Neil, meanwhile, has done the majority of the scoring for Mapusa Dream Crushers, having scored more than 50% of their runs. He's batting on 18 now. That's a fuller length and he sweeps it. And it finds the gap to perfection and crosses the boundary, his second boundary, to go with the 1-6. Neil moves to 22 and takes Mapusa to 38 for the loss of 2 wickets. Batting on 22, Neil Netravalkar, student of 12th Science. Facing him once again, Vipul Deshprabhu to Neil, and watchfully played into the cover region, slightly up his bit of shot, straight to the captain Sachin Sardesai. No addition to the score, it's a dot ball. After 5.4 overs, Mapusa 38 for 2. Once again, Vipul to Neil. Right arm over. This time it drives it, finds the gap. The ball goes over to the long off region where Anish Mamre comes in and collects and restricts the scoring to a single. With that single, Neil moves to 23 and Mapusa 39 for the loss of 2 wickets. The last ball of the 6th over coming up is going to be faced by Aditya Prabhugaonkar, who's batting on 1, having faced 6 deliveries. Fuller length ball and driven watchfully, but straight to the captain Sachin Sardesai. No addition to the score. With the end of 6 overs, Mapusa Dream Crushers 39 for 2, going at a rate of 6.5 runs per over. Sachin Sardesai. This time Neil glides it into the square leg region and they are back for the second. With those 2 runs, the score moves to 41. Neil moves to 25. This is lovely batting by Neil Netravalkar. Uses the pace of the ball from Sachin Sardesai and glides it past the long leg region for a boundary. With that boundary, Neil moves to 29 and Mapusa 45 for the loss of 2 wickets. Once again, Sachin Sardesai from the far end to Neil, and that's a lovely delivery. Neil, not much footwork, the ball far away from his body, and the corridor of uncertainty. Ball misses the bat and collected by the wicketkeeper Pratham Kosambe. Fuller length ball and driven, but lovely fielding there. Can't stop the single though. With that single, Neil moves to 30 and Mapusa to 46 for 2. Good stop by Ishan Kamath into the short third man region. Aditya Prabhugaonkar is batting on 1. 7 balls faced for his single, striking at a rate of just over 14 runs per over. Aditya Prabhugaonkar, a slow starter, but then he knows how to build in his innings. Takes a single to get off the strike. He moves on to 2 and Mapusa 47 for 2 after 7 overs. Meanwhile, from the far end, it's going to be one of the main pillars of PDK Kings, Parai Dubashi. Runs the tiffin dabba and runs a restaurant at the Gaspar Dais Club. It's coming right above the wicket to Aditya Prabhugaonkar and a slow delivery. Aditya beaten by that delivery. Aditya is batting on 2 of 10 of 9 deliveries. Aditya Prabhugaonkar is living dangerously inside edge of the bat, and he gets off the strike with a single. He moves to 3 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 48 for the loss of 2 wickets. That's 6. The second 6 of the match for Neil Netravalkar. With that 6, he moves to 36, and that is roughly 67% of the runs for Mapusa Dream Crushers, batting on 36 out of 54. This time, he drives it into the mid-wicket region as Aniket Timle comes in and collects. He gets off the strike, moves to 37. And Mapusa being put into bed are 55 for the loss of 2 wickets. This time, first confident shot from the bat of Aditya Prabhugaonkar into the cover region, his strong point. And with that single, he moves to 4 and Mapusa to 56 without loss after 8 overs, going at a rate of 7 runs per over. Aditya Prabhugaonkar getting into his groove now. Second confident shot there into the long on region. He moves to 5, his 5th single. And Mapusa Dream Crushers 57 now. This time watchfully played Vipul Deshprabhu. Dot ball. This time Aditya Prabhugaonkar pulls it into the square leg region. Slight bit of misfield and crosses for us 2 runs. 2 runs to Aditya. He moves to 7 in Mapusa. 60 for the loss of 2 wickets. Last ball coming up of the 9th over. Dot ball to end the over. Mapusa Dream Crusher 60 for 2 after 9 overs. That's a boundary again. Boundary to Neil Netravalkar, who moves to 43 now. A confident innings from a confident personality. 43 now to Neil after the score of 66. Scoring more than 67% of the Mapusa Dream Crusher runs. 66 for 2 after 9.3 overs. Animesh Prabhugaonkar, left arm round wicket to Neil once again. Short ball and he drives. Let's see, and over the fence it goes. 6 runs. Neil moves to 49. With that 6, Neil moves to 49 with 2 sixes and 3 sixes and 3 boundaries. 4 boundaries. Short ball and lofted it. Let's see if he can go for a second. No, he says. And is quite contented to remain not out on 50. He's coming back. And that looks like a drinks break. Neil Netravalkar remains not out on 50 as he comes back. After 10 overs, the score is 74 for 2 Mapusa Dream Crushers, going at a rate of 7.4 runs per over. Aditya Prabhugaonkar betting on 9, and the captain Venkatesh Prabhu Velekar yet to open his account. Vipul Deshprabhu to bowl from the pavilion end, the near end, the 11th over of the innings. Meanwhile, Aditya Prabhugaonkar missed times. He didn't look comfortable throughout his innings, and his discomfort is ended by Anish Mamre, who takes a splendid catch at the long on region of the bowling of Vipul Deshprabhu. And Aditya falls for his individual score of 12. And Mapusa Dream Crushers lose their third wicket at a score of 78. It's going to be Aniket Timle once again from the pavilion end. It will be bowling to Sanjay Netravalkar. Mapusa Dream Crushers 86 for the loss of 3 wickets after 12 overs. Going at a rate of 7.16 runs per over. Tries to cut it. No footwork whatsoever by Sanjay. He needs to take some tips from his son, who made an unbeaten 50 earlier in the innings. Sanjay Netravalkar just come into bat. There's absolutely no footwork from him. Dot ball to start the 13th over from Aniket Timle. Once again over the wicket, right arm. Aniket Timle bowls to Sanjay. This time he cuts it beautifully into the vacant region. As the fielder comes in and collects, the batsman easily crossover for a couple of runs. With that, Sanjay moves to 8-7, and the score is 87 for 3. Sanjay moves to 8, and the score is 88 for 3. Aniket Timle once again right arm over the wicket to Sanjay Netravalkar. This time he watchfully plays into the point region as Siddesh Amodkar stops the ball. Sanjay takes a single, he moves on to 9 in Mapusa Dream Crushers, 89 for the loss of 3 wickets. Once again, Aniket, this time to Venkatesh, the captain. The ball keeps a bit low, but Venkatesh watchfully plays it down into the cover region as Prashil Kamath comes in and collects. He takes a single, gets off the strike, moves to 4, and Mapusa into the 90s now. 90 for the loss of 3 wickets. We are in the 13th over. So wide signal by the umpire. Sanjay Netravalkar tried to make room for himself and put it into the vacant square leg region. Can't connect. Nevertheless, a single in the form of sundries for the Mapusa Dream Crushers. With that wide, the score moves to 91. This is the first extras. Sanjay glides it into the third man region as Vipul Deshprabhu comes in and collects, throws it to Pratham. Sanjay collects a single, moves into double figures, he moves into 10, and Mapusa now 92 for the loss of 3 wickets. Last ball coming up now of the 13th over. Venkatesh Verlekar now facing Aniket Timle. Fuller length and driven into the cover region. Slight piece of misfield, but just a single. With that single, Venkatesh moves on to 5. And Mapusa, after 13 overs, 93 for 3. Mapusa going at a rate of 7.15 runs per over now. 7 more overs to come. It's going to be Prashil Kamath, chartered accountant by profession. Originally from Ponda, now settled in Fatorda. Prashil Kamath had a very forgettable match last evening when he gave a maiden over, the 18th over of the innings, which was a power play over, and that cost the team the match, which they lost by 16 runs. This is a different day. Prashil Kamath is going to bowl right arm over the wicket from the pavilion end, and this time he's going to bowl to Venkatesh Prabhu Verlekar, who's batting on 5. Giving him company at the non-striker's end is Sanjay Netravalkar on 10. Mapusa 93 for 3 after 13 overs. Wide signal by the umpire. Stretching of arms. One more addition to the total. Score is 94 now. Can't connect it properly as the batsman slowly trudge forward to take a single. And then with that single, Venkatesh, the captain, moves to 6 and takes Mapusa to 95. The field has been spread out now. We have a long off, long on, sweeper position, third man, and a deep mid wicket. Sanjay makes room. He tried to do the same thing in the earlier over, got a wide. This time he connects it to perfection and lofts it over the infield for a 4 into the back fine leg region. With that boundary, Sanjay moves to 14 and takes Mapusa to 99. One short of 100 now. Mapusa Dream Crushers 99 for 3 after 13.2 overs. And the infield, we have Gaurav Gaitonde at square leg and covers is Sachin Sardesai. Parai Dubashi will come to short fine leg, and we have Siddesh Amondkar at the point region. 5-4 field for Sanjay Netravalkar, 5 on the offside, and 5 on the onside and 4 on the offside. Dot ball. Score is 99 for 3. This time slightly ball rises and this time he glides it past the point region. Over the fence it goes. Boundary to Sanjay Netravalkar. And with that boundary, Sanjay moves to 18. And Mapusa now 103 for the loss of 3 wickets. Rashil Kamath once again from the pavilion end. Going to bowl to Sanjay Netravalkar, makes room. And Prashil also realizes that he bowls it more towards the offside. And Sanjay can't make much room. Nevertheless, he gets a single. Goes off the strike. He moves to 19. And Mapusa now 104 for 3. Last ball coming up of the 14th over. 6 more to come after this. Mapusa Dream Crushers. How much can they score in the last 6 overs? Can they go at around 40? Anything above 140, 150 would be a good score. Slight change of field now. There are 4 men patrolling the fence on the offside. Prashil Kamath bowling to Venkatesh. Watchfully played. Beats the infield and gets a single to end the over. After 14 overs, Mapusa Dream Crushers have been put into bat are 105 for the loss of 3 wickets. .5 runs per over. Mapusa Dream Crushers. They can maintain the same rate in the last 6 overs. They can score another 45 and can reach 150. But with the likes of Pankaj Naik and Rajaram Kundekar still into bat, I think Mapusa should be aiming somewhere around 160 to 170 runs. Let's see what they can do in the last 6 overs. Meanwhile, it's going to be Sachin Sardesai who is going to resume bowling from the pavilion end. Facing him would be the captain Venkatesh. Both the captains, captain of PDK Kings, Sachin Sardesai bowling to the Mapusa Dream Crushers captain Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. Venki batting on 7, Sanjay batting on 6, 19. Fuller length, wraps him on the pad, big shout, turned down by the umpire. Dot ball. Beautifully driven there. Straight to Ishan Kamath. Single. Gets off the strike. Venkatesh moves to 8. And Mapusa Dream Crushers 106 for the loss of 3 wickets. Sachin Sardesai. Sanjay makes room, but ball goes into the mid-wicket region. Single, where Gaurav stops it. Sanjay moves to 20 with that single. And Mapusa 107 for the loss of 3 wickets. Dot ball. One more dot ball. Sachin Sardesai, captain, not giving much runs. He knows the importance of dot balls, putting pressure on the opposition. Comes in at the right time, bowling the 15th over of the innings. And Mapusa is 107 for 3 after 14.5 overs. This time he lofts it. Let's see who goes for it and drops it. And that should have been the keeper's catch actually, with the gloves on. But lucky break for Venkatesh. He enjoys his life. He moves to 9 with that single, and Mapusa Dream Crushers after 15 overs, 108 for the loss of 3 wickets. Meanwhile, it's going to be Animesh Prabhugaonkar from the far end bowling to Venki. Fuller length and it's beats the infield and over the fence it goes. Boundary to start the 16th over. Venkatesh moves to 13 and Mapusa rim crushes to 112. Slight bit of misfield there by the captain Sachin Sardesai and results in 4 runs. This time, not much room to cut the ball, but Venki manages to get a single and gets off the strike, moves to 14, takes Mapusa to 113 for the loss of 3 wickets. Last 28 balls coming up now for Mapusa. Again a dot ball, but batsman managed to get a single. With that single, Venkatesh again gets off the strike. He moves to 14 and Mapusa 114 for the loss of Venkatesh moves to 15 and Mapusa 115 for 3. Animesh once again, this time to Sanjay, a full toss and he misses it completely and gets bowled. Full toss ball, tried to make room and hawk it over the cover region. Couldn't connect it and Sanjay falls with the individual score of 21. Mapusa 115 for the loss of 4 wickets. Still 25 balls to come and in walks the big man Rajaram Kundekar. Rajaram Kundekar played a very good innings in the last match, scoring 21 of just 12 deliveries. Most successful bowler for PDK Kings is Animesh, 2 for 41 of his 4 overs. He has also been the most expensive. Their captain cool Sachin Sardesai has been the most economical with just 12 runs of his 3 overs. He can bowl one more over. Vipul Deshprabhu also just 5.67 runs per over, 1 for 70 of his 3 overs. And Aniket Timle, the tall fast bowler, pursuing his bachelor's in pharmacy, going at a rate of just 6 runs per over, 1 for 18 of his 3 overs. Meanwhile, it's going to be their captain Sachin Sardesai, who is going to bowl his 4th over and the 17th over of the innings. And facing him will be their captain Venkatesh, who is batting on 15. Rajaram yet to get on strike. Looks like a drop chance there. Let's wait for the umpire's signal. Yes, it looks like a drop chance. Drop catch by Pratham Kosambe. And with that single, Venkatesh moves to 16, Mapusa 116 for the loss of 4 wickets. That single, Rajaram opens his account, he moves to 1 and Mapusa Dream Crush the loss of 4 wickets. 22 balls left in this innings. 4 to come from their captain Sachin Sardesai. Is going to bowl to the opposite number, Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. There's an appeal there. Late appeal from the wicket keeper. Dot ball. Appeal having whatsoever no effect on the umpire Ambar Sinai Kolikar. 3 more balls left in this over. Can Sachin pick a couple of wickets? This time he hits it and over the fence it goes. Inside out from Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. With that 6 he moves to 22 and Mapusa Dream Crushers move to 123. Dot ball. One more ball coming up. The last ball of the 17th over. Venkatesh, the captain, batting on 22. It's come from just 20 deliveries. Mistimes it and straight to Prashil Kamath. Nevertheless, he can't stop a single and Venkatesh moves to 23. And after 17 overs, Mapusa Dream Crushers being put into bat first are 124 for the loss of 4 wickets. Last 18 balls of the innings coming up now. Mapusa can go at the current rate of over 7. They will reach around 145, 150. They made 168 in the last innings, which looks a bit difficult today. Sachin Sardesai meanwhile completes his quota of 4 overs, gave away just 21 runs. The most economical bowler so far at a rate of going at an economy of 5.25 runs per over. It's going to be Gaurav Gaitonde for the very first time in this match. He's going to bowl from the far end, right arm over the wicket to the Mapusa Dream Crushers captain Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. Change in field here. Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar is batting on 23 of 21 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Rajaram Kundekar batting on 1, having faced just 1 delivery. And it's going to be Gaurav Gaitonde for the very first time. He'll bowling right arm over the wicket from the far end. He drives it straight into the long off region. As Anish Mamre comes in and collects. The batsmen don't take a chance. And they are quite contented to take a single. Venkatesh moves to 24. Rajaram Kundekar this time flexes his arm, glides the ball into the square leg region. With that boundary, Rajaram moves to 5 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 129 for 4. Gaurav Gaitonde once again to Rajaram, and Rajaram drives it into the square leg region as Prashil Kamath comes in and collects. The batsmen are quite contented with that single. With that single, Rajaram moves to 6 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 130 for the loss of 4 wickets. Last 15 balls coming up now. Last 15 balls of this innings. Venkatesh facing Gaurav Gaitonde. Fuller length ball hits it straight back. The bowler, as a fielder from long on, comes in and collects. The batsmen cross over for a couple of runs. And will they go for the third? Yes, they go for the third as well. Slight piece of misfield. Gets 3 runs for the captain Venkatesh. With those 3 runs, Venkatesh moves to 27 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 133 for 4. Rajaram Kundekar, strong fellow, short ball, leaves it for a wide signal by the umpire, and with that single Mapusa moves to 134. Rajaram Kundekar is a strong RSS fellow. Faces Gaurav Gaitonde. This time he tries to drive it. Again a wide signal by the umpire. The short ball can't connect. And with that single, Mapusa moves to 135. Right arm round the wicket now. Gaurav Gaitonde, change of fuller length ball, and Rajaram lofts it into the long on region, and then lovely throw by Animesh there. Just a single to Rajaram. With that single, Rajaram moves to 8. Rajaram is on 7. And Mapusa Dream Crushers 136. The last ball coming up of the 18th over. Gaurav Gaitonde to Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. This time he slices it. Ball falls in no man's land and the batsmen get a couple of runs. With those 2 runs, Venkatesh moves to 29. And Mapusa 138 for 4. Last 12 balls coming up now. It's going to be Prashil Kamath from the far end. And he will be bowling his 3rd over. It's going at a rate of 9 runs per over so far. He'll be bowling to Rajaram Kundekar, who is batting on 7 of just 4 deliveries, which has 1 boundary, and Venkatesh is batting on 29 of 24 deliveries with 1 6 and 1 4. 138 for 4 Mapusa Dream Crushers. The last 2 overs of the innings. Prashil to Rajaram, who lofts it over the head of the long off region. For his first 6, a mighty blow from the blade of the mighty Rajaram Kundekar. He moves to 13 and Mapusa 144 for 4. Very difficult shot, and he aims the longest boundary on this ground, the long off region, and hitting it against the wind. The powerful man, it's a powerful 6. Once again, it's going to be Prashil Kamath to Rajaram Kundekar. This time he drives it. The ball falls in no man's land. And the batsmen go for the single. No, they go for the double. And with those 2 runs, Rajaram moves to 15. And Mapusa 146 for the loss of 4 wickets. 10 balls left in this innings now. The last 10 balls. Prashil once again bowling to Rajaram. Well left. No addition to the score. Dot ball. Left the ball in the hope of a wide. No signal by the umpire. Dot ball. The wide ball signaled by the umpire this time. And with that addition of a single, Mapusa moves to 147 for the loss of 4 wickets. Lots of coaches here giving instructions to the batsmen. This time Rajaram lofts it into the long on region as Aniket comes in and collects. Venkatesh, the captain, is quite contented to take a single. Rajaram moves to 16 and Mapusa 148 for the loss of 4 wickets. Last 8 ball of the innings coming up now. Prashil Kamath once again from the far end is going to bowl to their captain Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar, who is batting on 29. Having faced 24 deliveries and hit 1-4 and a 1-6 in his innings so far. Short ball, can't connect it. The ball goes back to the bowler who takes a fantastic return catch. And Venkatesh falls for 29. Mapusa lose the 5th wicket at the score of 148. Pankaj opens his account with that boundary. He moves to 4 and Mapusa now 152 for 5. We are in the 20th over now. Okay, the last over of the innings being bowled by Parai Dubashi from the far end. Parai Dubashi is so far bowled 1 over for 9 runs. He will be bowling now to Rajaram Kundekar, who is betting on 16 of just 8 deliveries. He lofts it. It's a mighty. He goes and lovely catch in the day by Aniket Timle. Rajaram Kundekar falls for 16 and Mapusa Dream Crushers now 152 for the loss of 6 wickets. Parai Dubashi picks a wicket. Rajesh Korwalkar is the new batsman. Last 5 balls coming up now for Mapusa Dream Crushers. Going a rate of 8 runs per over. Just below 8 runs per over, Mapusa Dream Crushers now. With one dot ball of the 20th over in which Rajaram lost his wicket thanks to a brilliant catch by Aniket Timle on the long on fence. This time Rajesh drives it into the cover region and tries to go for the single. The ball can't collect. Pratham Kosambe cannot collect the ball, and a result 2 runs to Rajesh. One run short, and the score is 153. Parai Dubashi once again to Rajesh, who drives it to the short point region as Siddesh Amodkar comes in and collects. Can't stop the single. Rajesh moves to 2 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 154 for the loss of 6 wickets. Last 3 balls coming up now. Parai Dubashi this time to Pankaj Naik. Pankaj drills it into the vacant region. As the fielder comes in and collects from the long off region. Pankaj collects 2 runs, and with those 2 runs he moves on to one more addition to Pankaj, who moves to 8, and Mapusa 157 for 6. Last ball coming off the 20 over. Can Parai get a wicket? No. Let's wait for the single, and he says out. Rajesh is run out. Rajesh is run out of the last ball. Just a single, and Mapusa Dream Crushers fold at the rate of 158 for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. So Mapusa Dream Crushers made 158 in their allotted 20 overs, and PDK Kings require 159 runs to win the match and stay in contention. On strike will be the captain of PDK Kings, Sachin Sardesai, and the non-striker end is their explosive wicketkeeper batsman Anish Mamre. To open the innings, it's going to be Mehank Darwadkar. He cuts it into the third man region and the ball crosses the boundary for a 4. Sachin opens his account. Score is 4 without loss now. Sachin Sardesai batting on 4. Watchfully played into the point region as Rajaram Kundekar comes in and collects. Stops the single. Sachin remains on 4. The score is 4 without loss. This goes into the point region. Rajaram once again stops the ball. No addition to the score. His score is 4 without loss after 3 balls. This time a lovely cover drive from the blade of Sachin Sardesai. Bisects the 2 cover fielders and goes for boundary second of the innings. He moves to 8 and takes PDK to 8 without loss. Wide signal by the umpire. With that single, the score moves to 9 without loss. That's the third boundary of the innings and all from the blade of Sachin Sardesai. He moves on to 12 and the score is 13 without loss. Still one delivery to come of this first over. Sachin with that single retains strike. He moves to 13 and takes the score to 14 without loss after 1 over. Still 145 to win for PDK Kings in 19 overs. Bowling is the slight change in bowling. Looks like it's going to be Yash Prabhugaonkar.
So after completion of 1 over, the score is 14 without loss. This time nicely played. There is a man in the short covers and he fields it well. So if you consider 158 runs, which is the total to be chased, I think it's a pretty good total. So someone, at least two batsmen at least have to play a good innings of somewhere around 30 or 50, just like how it was done by the team batting first. This time also nicely driven down the ground. A very elegant looking player, always plays shots down the ground. Whenever a width is given, he slashes hard, just like how he got at boundary in the point region. Plays in a lot of the leagues and tournaments, such in Sardasai. Was recently in the winning team of Lawyers Challengers Cup. A lawyer himself, but cricket is his passion. He loves the game of cricket, and he's always there on the ground. He just likes to bat. And if at all, oh, this is nicely bowled here. Spinner at the start, we have seen a medium pacer who was taken for quite few runs in the first over itself. So the captain has decided it's time to give the spinner a bowl. Yash is a very smart customer. Does the job at the top of the order. Yash most of the times, and also does a job with the off spin. I think in a T20 you have to be innovative. You have to invent yourself. You cannot be predictable almost every time to bowl the medium paces. As the batsman is trying to make use of the power play overs, hitting on top, hitting on above the head of the fielders on both sides, on the offside and on the leg side as well. So this has been a pretty good over, pretty good start here from the off spinner Yash. Both the batsmen are very careful to play against him. This time slightly short, maybe a little late to play that. The fielder is going after the ball, but by the time it is stopped, 2 runs easily completed. It was slightly short, but the thing is that it just hurried on to Sachin Sardesai, who was betting onto the back foot. This time, it was a full toss ball. You can see there is no feet movement here this time when he played that shot. He wanted to play in the covers region. There is an opportunity of a run out, but he scampers through for the second run. And a pretty good over, you can say, from Yash Prabhugaonkar, where he conceded just 6 runs in his first over. At the end of 2 is 20 without loss. So pretty good start in the first 2 overs, considering they have got 20 runs without a loss of any wicket, and 139 runs required of 108 balls. Sachin Sardesai playing beautifully on 18 of just 10. And Anish has just got started with a single of 2 bowlers that he faced. Will be on strike. Kaushal there. This is in the air. Oh, just above the head of the short covers. You cannot say that's an opportunity. It's not easy. I think it was Yash over the fielding over in the short covers region. He didn't time it that well. Just got above the head of the fielder. Just lucky. Just timed it enough to get above his head. So takes a single of the third over and gives strike to Sachin Sardesai. And more strike to Sachin Sardesai, I think that's the best thing to happen for his team, PDK Kings, as he uses the power plays to good effect as a batsman. This time slightly wide. I can see still not got himself in, you can say, Sachin Sardesai. Normally moves the feet quite well. This was just outside the off stump. I think your front foot should have been more towards the outside the off stump in trying to play that shot. More towards the line of the ball. This time in the air. Didn't time it that well. Just going towards the rope, but does not have that much of strength to cross over for 4 runs. But he's not afraid to hit the ball in the air. These are the power play overs, and you have to use the advantage. And as an opener, you should always take the advantage of the power play overs when you are chasing somewhere around 158 runs. This time also this will be a catch, and catch taken. This is an important wicket here. Look at the jubilation there. Aditya Prabhugaonkar takes a good catch. Sachin Sardesai wanted to hit on to the top of the fielder there in the mid-on region, and in the end just gave it in his hands. So big break here for Mapusa Dream Crushers. PDK Kings are at 23 for 1. Sachin Sardesai going back in the pavilion. So 23 for 1 in 2.4. So wicket has been taken by the bowler Mapusa Dream Crusher. Kaushal. Oh, the ball kept low. Look at the reaction of the bowler. He thinks that was close, slightly low. And whenever you are first up as a batsman, these low balls tend to play in your mind. You feel that other batsmen, yes, they were playing so well, the wicket looks good, and suddenly when you come up facing the first ball and the ball goes down, the mind. You need to be having a strong mind while playing cricket, and in a situation like this when you're chasing. This time nicely played. Very good forward defensive shot. Never went with the flow, just wanted to check and just getting himself off the mark with that single down the long on mid-on region. And after the end of 3 is 24 for 1. A wicket taking over from Kaushal Churi comes to an end. 1 for 4 so far from him. So once again, Mehang Dharwadkar being brought into this side. They are bowling 10 overs in this particular side, and then 10 remaining 10 overs from the far end. This is the pavilion end. So 24 for 1. The wicket of Sachin Sardesai so crucial. Nicely played on the front foot. Nicely moving the feet, you can say. It's just the start of the innings. You need to get a feel. And the way he has played both those balls, very correct, you can say, Siddesh. Siddesh Amonkar so far looking steady. And here is Anish on strike, trying to come down the track and play it in the gap as well. There is a man in the deep in the extra cover region. Throws the ball quickly to the keeper. So pretty good field here set. There is a deep third man, there is an extra cover. And if you can bowl just outside off stump, I think most of the time the ball might end up going into the hands or in the gap where the extra cover is there. So bowling according to the field here. The first over was slightly expensive of Mehank. This time he is correcting his line and correcting his length. And the more aggressive batsman is back in the pavilion. So for a new batsman who is definitely not an attacking batsman right at the start, so it's not easy to play your shots. Although the intent has been made clear by Anish, sometimes he's trying to come down the track, sometimes he's trying to maybe little shimmy down the ground. Maybe to make bowler think what I'm going to do next. This is a full toss ball once again in the gap. This time no chance. Absolutely no chance for any fielder. This was rightly placed in between the short covers and the mid-off region fielder. And finding the gap was the key. How well he has timed it. Although it was a full toss, but it needed to be put in the gap. They needed a boundary in this over. Things were going slightly down after Sachin Sardesai was back in the pavilion. 31 for 1 in the fourth over. A wonderful coverage here by Goa Livecast as well. They are always the pioneers of technology in the field of cricket in Goa. Since Sangam Cricketers edition as well. Wonderful camera work and that slow motion for the close stumps or run out opportunities. And it's available here as well. So it's nice to see Saraswat SARSANGAN. This is appeal there, excitement, nothing from behind. Well, keeper should have been the first one to go with the appeal, but Mayank, little excited. A good young prospect, you can certainly say, buzzing quickly on to the bowling mark. And youngsters should be like this only. When you are quite young, you should be quick, fast, and your intent should be try to get a wicket. This is lovely ball. This time also it's an appeal. It's just the outswingers. You can see a smile here from the keeper. And he knows, experienced keeper knows very well that the ball has missed the bat by a long way. After end of 4, it's 31 for 1. So Kaushal Churi, after his wicket taking over, has been told by the captain to continue. We are into the 5th over and 31 for 1. So it's a good thing that same ends are being continued for the 10 overs. It saves a lot of time. Otherwise, the field changes here and there. It takes a lot of time to finish the innings. This time nicely driven here. Elegantly driven, but straight to the man. So pretty good field, you can say, in the short covers. There's a lot of buzz here. And certainly you can say this edition of Sarsangan Super Series, which has been sponsored by Estilo Moderno, Sagar Salgaonkar initiative. Very nicely organized, I can say, in a sense that the jersey is the overall perception created here, and the players also feeling good with a wonderful lunch been given after the match gets over. This was nicely bowled, asking the batsman to come drive. He has got a pace as well, although not too fast, but certainly enough to trouble the batsman. So Siddesh Amonga certainly early into his innings, a target of 159 runs, and as a batsman you are allowed to get only 50 as the max score. This time played nicely into the mid-wicket region. They want to go for the double. This is a big boundary at MCC. So by the time the fielder comes from the deep square leg region towards the mid-wicket, easily completes the 2-run. I think the line of bowling outside off stump, asking the batsman to drive, is much better than bowling on his pads, on his body. Although there is a protection in the deep with two fielders kept outside. So compulsory first 4 overs are mandatory power play overs, and then the remaining 2 can be taken between 11 to 20 overs. Certainly a different type of edition here in Sarsangan Super Series. Well, everyone creates their own rules. Well, you can take it in however which way you want, but the crux it remains the same. The crux is a T20 format, and whatever you want to do it quick frame to frame. Wonderful shot of the back foot, a back foot punch, you can see in the covers. Feeling good now, feeling much better. It's coming right to the pitch of the ball. If it is a back foot, the force is on the back foot, and plays it nicely. A good punch shot. So PDK Kings slow for not getting those boundaries, but certainly there is a little momentum towards their innings. This is in the air. This is played nicely. This should find the boundary. And the ball wins the race. A try given here by Adit Prabhugaonkar, but the ball is always going to win the race. Very well timed here. Played in the air, but played straight. That was the key. Yeah, the little shimmy you can see down the ground to get himself the force, and that's where he got the boundary. Nicely played, and that finishes over number 5, 38 for 1. So at the end of 5 overs, 38 for 1. And trying to resurrect his innings, Siddesh, Amonkar and Anish. So Siddesh Amonkar looking to play a steady knock here. They need, I guess, in 10 overs, somewhere around 75, at least 75 to 80, and another maybe an 80 runs in the remaining 10 overs, or at least 70 75 with wickets in hand. That's a steady start, you can say, or steady at the halfway mark. So in comes the sixth over to be bowled by Mahesh Churi. He's also a smart player, experienced, and has done very well in Sarsangan editions. Plays regularly in Sarsangan series, almost every edition, even for veterans as well, even at tennis ball tournament, and does well. So experience is what is required for both the teams, not only for the side who is bowling, but also for the batting. And little exuberance of the youth trying to take on the bowlers sometimes. Going for the cross-batted shot, and it's given. It's given. It was a straight ball, and he's trying to play across, and he was plumb in front of the wicket. No hesitation from the umpire to give that out. Second wicket going down. I told that experience is required, and in comes Mahesh Churi trying to fly the ball nicely, and it was not required. He's trying to play a big shot, a forceful shot in the mid-wicket region. Slog sweep him, and in return he perishes. The second wicket going down at the score of 39. We are into the sixth over. A 39 for 2 in 5.2. So new batsman coming onto the wicket is Pratham Kosambi. So very good player, left-hander now being sent up. They required a left-hander to be sent. And left and right hand combination is always the troublesome, not only for the bowler but also to set the field. Yeah, and the change in 5 overs. I was talking about a change in 10 overs. I'm just seeing the first match, so maybe a mistake from my side. But 5 overs certainly from one end, and then the next 5 overs from the far end. This time nicely played, very nicely bowled, you can say. Played well in the mid-wicket region and gets off the mark with a single. Pretty well bowled so far from Mahesh Churi. He's not afraid to toss the ball and slow it in the air. And that is where it's always an excitement. Batsman feels that, yes, I might reach to the pitch of the ball. I can get a boundary for myself. And that's where most of the time the spinners get their wickets. And the shot from the batsman was uncalled for. They were going so well steadily and playing a cross-batted shot when there was a deeper mid-wicket placed for that particular shot. Slightly risky. And now he has to sit in the dressing room and watch the progress of this match. So good running between the wickets. Quick, fast, off they go for a single. So 41 for the loss of 2. A wicket taking over from Maheshwari, not conceding too many runs, and also you can say bowling on a tight leash. No loose balls, no wides. This time nicely bowled, very nicely played in the covers to get himself going with that second single of that over. At the end of 6 is 42 for 2. This time so wide signal here, way outside the off stump. This time nicely bowled. He's flighting it well. So they have got the spinners. Maheshwari was bowling the previous over. Now Venkatesh. Venkatesh Prabhu, the captain of the side, has brought himself in. This was fully pitched up, flighting. He's not afraid to flight. These bowlers of Mapusa Dream Crushers, trying to not give the pace to the batsman. Batsmen always like the pace, and when you bowl it fast, even the small outside edges also can fly across for 4 runs. This is a quick outfield here at MCC. Nicely played, nicely driven down the ground. So once you have lost 2 wickets and you know the target is 159 runs, you just cannot afford to give a wicket at this stage. So they have to take the steady way in another 4 overs and see at a juncture in 10 overs at where they stand. And from that point onwards, whether to go for the runs, whether to go the aggressive way, or whether to target the bowlers, that complexion will come later on. Right now is going the steady way. Don't allow to give any wickets to the bowling side at the moment. And the bowling is also looking tight. Still not looking to play the shots, the big shots. This time nicely played, nicely swept away in the deep square leg region for a single. This time also just driving it for a single down the ground. It was a full toss ball. At the moment, looking like they are in the defensive mindset, defensive approach. So full toss is also not taken the advantage of. And after 7 overs, is 46 for the loss of 2, requiring 113 runs in 78 balls. I think with the singles, I think they should put the pressure on the fielders. It's not easy. It's, such a heat at this moment in the month of March. You need to have the energy levels With taking those singles and quick doubles, you tend to lose the energy. Sometimes you lose the focus if you are not continuously used to playing long innings. So that also going to play a big part here. Whether they are used to playing continuous cricket in leather ball is also an important aspect. Trying to go for the shot. Nicely driven. Wonderful fielding here. He's fielding like Virat Kohli today. Although with number 18 jersey, Adit Prabhugamkar, live wire on the field and showing that today in the covers region as well. So nicely driven and another single taken. So far they are dealing in just the singles. In 8 overs is 49, one shot of 50. Slightly slow, I guess. They need a little momentum. At least one of the batsmen should try and play a little more aggressively. If they are taken 6 or 7 runs without taking any risk, I think risk could have been avoided. But when you are taking 3 to 4 runs, then those dot balls will further climb the required run rate and will pile the pressure on the batsmen who are coming in next. So it's a catch-20 situation here for both these batsmen, whether to go for the shots or whether to hold the wickets in hand, but cannot allow the required run rate also to climb up. Once again, Pratham giving the dot balls, and I think at some point of time, message will definitely come to the batsman out in the middle. And at the end of 8, it's 50 for the loss of 2. Well, the batsman is telling, I don't want the water. It is not the water that has come, it's the message from the dressing room that has come to chill you down and maybe to little chill you up, to maybe try and play a little more shots. That seems to be the message. So let's see how and that message, how it works on both these batsmen, whether they are playing the same way or now maybe they will be looking to play a little more shots. I think somewhere around 70, 75 was a good enough in 10 overs, but they are dipping fast. Not forgetting about not playing the shot, but not finding the gaps. That's how well Venkatesh Prabhu, the captain of the side, has bowled. This time trying to come down the ground, trying to play the aggressive way. This should be at least 3 runs. This should be at least 3 runs. The keeper has come all the way towards the boundary rope. There was no short fine leg region. The man was in the deep square leg region, and that's the reason why he gets 3 runs. That's the shot of intent, although not where intended, but certainly got some returns for that shot. Lucky, you can say, the batsman. 53 for the loss of 2. Now the left-hander will be on strike, playing on 6 of just 10 balls. And with the asking run rate increasing, I might also see a change in batting order if a wicket falls here. This time, once again, straight to the fielder in the short mid-wicket region. So they have placed the fielders in the right areas, the right angles. This time played with just a tap. The fielder stops, but he cannot stop the single. At this stage, certainly, if any prediction is to be done, I feel Mapusa Dream Crushers are doing well. But one innings here, one innings where somewhere around 25-30 scored of a strike rate of around 150, 180 or maybe 200 can change the complexion and scenario of this match. This is a big shot tried here in the air and goes above the head. Looks to be a maximum and just one bounce for. So that's the shot of intent. That message from the dressing room has definitely worked wonders here for their side. Siddesh Amonkar, you can see that shot, a slog sweep being tried in the mid-wicket regions against the captain, the opponent captain, and he has hit it right to the meat of the bat. A meaty blow getting a boundary to the batsman. So 58 for the loss of 2 with 1 ball left in the 9th over. This once again driven nicely there straight to the man. Adit Prabhugaonkar fielding in that like a ball over there. So dot ball to finish over number 9 is 58 for 2. So once again starts off with a single. That's the we're coming close to the halfway past run chase. This is the 10th over and it's 59 for 2. So I feel they are somewhere around 8 to 10 runs behind. If they get somewhere around 65 runs, my target was somewhere around 75 in the first 10 overs. And that's a good shot played in the gap. Should be 2 runs by the time Rajaram comes in. Oh, they just take a single. They just take a single. This is poor running between the wickets here by both these batsmen. These are long boundaries and he had played it in the gap as well, the right hander. Certainly they cannot afford to lose a single run, and when it is placed in the gap with such long boundaries and one for the throw as well, it's not easy. Not everyone is having good arms. This time a wonderful cut shot in the extra cover region. Certainly I can say both these batsmen are not quick runner between the wickets. They are watching the ball and not watching each other, and that's the reason why they cannot take those doubles. The first run has to be quick, and if you take the first run, the second most of the times is very possible, very gettable in a big ground like this. And trying to play that same shot, the slog shot in the mid-wicket region. This time it was slightly quicker, bowled quick in the air. So smart bowling here from the bowler Mahesh Shuri. So far 1 for 11 of his third over. So into his third over and is bowling so economically at the moment. And this is also played nicely. Good effort, just landing in front. Certainly not timed it that well. Oh, just a single. Once again, another single. And really a fielding effort here from the team Mapusa Dream Crushers. Aditya tried his best over there, but the ball landing just in front. Still the timing part is missing. Sad to see the running between the wickets. Both are not too aged a person. Certainly in the middle, you can say Pratham at least is quite young.
1 for 11 of his third over. 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 1 for 11 of his third
Chance of a run out. And there was an opportunity of one more run. This may be a run out as well. This can be a run out. A good throw. The throw was good. So at the end of 10 overs is 64 for the loss of 2. So 95 runs required in 60 balls. That is 9.5 runs per over, which is not going to be easy, although 8 wickets in hand. So as I mentioned, there has to be a quick innings here from someone, maybe one of these batsmen or maybe from the batsman coming down. So I'll see you in a short while. So let's see the second half of this run chase. So intent clear, loud and clear. Right first up, they will be definitely trying to go after the bowling here. It's not easy to get 95 runs. It all looks easy when you are looking in IPL and international format. But for cricketers, for international cricketers or well-set cricketers, it's their bread and butter. They do it every other day. They practice every day in the nets or play matches regularly. Not here. Many are professionals in the different fields, and they are doing it for the love of game, the game that they love. want to play the matches, want to play cricket, and what better to be than a part of a community tournament as a SARSANGAN Super Series. So short of intent here from Pratham. So the message certainly, and the intent is loud and clear. They are trying to play the shots. They are not worried about who is going to bowl them at this point of time. Whether it is like both these batsmen going to be the aggressor or one of the batsmen, they cannot afford to lose 2 quick wickets at the moment. Once again, they are playing the shots, but the ball is finding the fielders. So far, singles at the moment. If you consider 9.5 runs per over, which is somewhere close to 10, at least a boundary should come in an over, or maybe is 2 overs which can fetch them somewhere around 13 to 15 runs. That's how you need to be calculative while chasing down. This is another thing shot, and he has, how can he miss that? Maybe he was trying to celebrate early before it was taken. He's smiling on himself. He may be feeling, how can I drop that catch? It was such an easy catch. Nothing short here from the batsman. This is also not a well-timed shot, and not timing was a blessing in disguise. Otherwise, he could have been out 2 times in 2 balls. .68 for the loss of 2. Certainly, you can say Pratham Kosambe is not a naturally aggressive batsman. This is nicely played. Very smart piece of bowling here from Yash Prabhugaonkar. Very smart. As he saw the batsman coming down the ground and tried to bowl wide outside off stump, trying to stump him out, but the batsman also had to stretch a long way. So 69 for the loss of 2 in 11 overs. So once again, captain has brought himself to bowl from this end, the pavilion end. The first part of his spell, he bowled from the far end. So let's see whether he can get more purchase. The batsman is certainly going to go after him, and this is also played in the air. Still not timed that well. There are men in the deep. Well, there is a lot of buzz from the dressing room asking to go for the double. It's very easy when you are in the shade and telling the batsman out in the field. Somebody like someone is telling the soldiers on the battlefield how to play the guns. So sitting at home, you can't tell, or sitting outside, you can't tell how to play. When they are on the battlefield, they are out there in the 22 yards playing. Once again missed. You can certainly I just felt with the cricket that I have played that he is not a naturally aggressive batsman, and they have told him to go after the bowling, and he is looking awry at the moment with the shots that he's playing. This should have been taken for more runs. Should get a boundary. Has he timed it well enough? The ball is certainly racing towards the fence, but does not have that much of legs. And it went for 4 runs. This was a loose ball here from the captain, and nicely glided down towards the fine leg region. They needed a boundary. They were searching for the last 2 overs, and finally they got one. There is two overs of batting power play left, which can be taken from the 11th and the 20th over. So, which is also an important point. There are 2 men kept on the offside, 3 men on the deck. A normal field set. So, the players who are fielding on the boundary are good players who have got good throws and are playing regularly leather ball cricket. So, they are patrolling as boundary riders. 74 for 2. That's also small things, but that also is an important aspect of a captain. Or someone should come and say, yes, I am going to patrol that particular region where the ball is going to come more in that particular area. Is played nicely down the ground. There is a man, Rajaram Khunekar. By the time he comes, he's just a single. So good piece of fielding here from the long on region. The fielding is very tight. They are not allowing the game to drift away. They are still holding it tight. We are into the 12th over, but the momentum which was required still not given. They still require 84 runs in 48 balls. And the asking run rate has certainly moved somewhere around 10.5. So if you don't get somewhere around 8-9 runs, the asking run rate is going to increase or pop up every over. This is in the air. This will be 6 runs. This is in the air. There is a fielder, but I think it's going for 6. This is high and this is long. A magnificent hit here coming from the bat of Siddesh Amonkar. Slightly short. He was waiting onto the bat foot and he used the full might, the full power, and given it the full go and got the full result as well. At the end of 12, the score moves on to 81 for the loss of 2. Now suddenly that required run rate of 10 runs for has come down to a little lesser. 78 runs required in 48 balls, which is somewhere less than 8, somewhere less than 10. So quite gettable with the hitting that we have seen in the previous over, a boundary and a 6. If another 2 over comes like that, suddenly the batting side, the PDK Kings, will be feeling hopeful. This is in the air. There is a man and he takes a good catch. Very good catch here. Eyes onto the ball and running quickly. So Yash Prabhugaonkar, who dropped the catch of Pratham Kosambe of the previous over, and now he gets rid of the same man in the short extra cover region. Once again, no feet movement. I was telling the same point that he's not an aggressive batsman, natural instinct. And third wicket going down and trying to up the ante here. 81 for the loss of 3 in the 13th over. So Yash Prabhugaonkar breaking this partnership, which was looking good. And at least they have steadied the ship to their side, getting much closer. And now you can see Animesh Prabhugaonkar has come onto the wicket. This guy is naturally aggressive player and a left-hander being sent to replace the left-hander. That's a good shot in the covers region. There is a man in the deep, so it will be only a single. So Animesh feeling good the very first ball, the way he has timed crisply. And that will also be a feel-good factor in the dressing room as well. This match certainly is going to go right down the wire. Both the sides are well-balanced sides, a pretty good total posted on the board. And now the side chasing is doing a good job. This is a nicely played shot in the covers region. The ball is racing towards the fence, and how well he has timed it. Well, the run was given by the fielder in the extra cover region towards the cover, but the ball was much more quicker, as it was crisply timed here by the batsman Siddesh Amonkar. It was not a bad ball at all, but he's looking much better than early part of the innings. He knows that he has to get closer towards the target. So getting that boundary that was required in this over. Once again coming down the track. This is once again a magnificent hit here. Very nicely fielded. Very nicely fielded here by the fielder. So it's going to be 2 runs. So 2 runs taken. But a very good shot here down the ground. That was a quick ball here. Missed here by the keeper. And he's acclaiming here the bowler, how well he has bowled. A quick ball. He was in no position, trying to play down the ground. And a bye signal here. Unlucky the bowler, you can say. Certainly deceived the batsman. He felt that it's going to be a flighted ball, but it was a quicker one. Mixing it well here, Yash Prabhugaonkar. Siddesh Amonkar is playing an innings of substance. Little slow to start off with, but not now. This time played with soft hands. Oh, this should have been single run. This should have been easy single. But looked like Siddesh Amonkar wants the strike of the next over. And at the end of 13 overs, it's 89 for 3. So 70 runs required in 42 balls in 7 overs, which means 10 runs per over required. So match is interesting. Match is on. PDK Kings versus Mapusa Dream Crushers. The match early in the day was a one-sided affair, and it was easily won by the side chasing Madgaon Royals. And a comfortable victory for them in the end. Damodar Patnekar was awarded a player of the match for his magnificent 50 not-out innings in the run chase. Also watching some of the women's and the girls practicing here in the nets at MCC. As you know, Goa Women's League will be held in GCA Ground Porvorim from 1st of April to the 9th of April. The auctions were held at Doubletree at Hilton. Well, I was the auctioneer there, Harish Kakodkar. And it was wonderful, very nicely organized by Vinayak Decorators in collaboration, supported by Goa Cricket Association. And that was wonderful auctions, very well organized. The screens, the T5 teams who were part of the auctions. And here I see the young girls practicing. Once again, nicely driven here. There is a man in the deep. The ball is racing towards the fence, and it's went for 4 runs. That's the reason why he wanted the strike. Well, Rajaram Kundaikar comes into bowl right first up, and he has been driven very well in the point region. So this is the first time that Siddesh Amonkar has scored 40 plus runs in Sarsangan cricket tournament, but he's coming at the right time for his team. He's playing a good innings. He's playing a really good innings where he is building up the momentum for his team to chase this down. This is once again not timed well. Might be going for 2 runs. The ball lands in between the 3 fielders, but he says single is enough. It's not easy. It's not easy. When you can say 2 runs to be taken, he looks very tired. Well, he is down with the energy levels at the moment. And I guess the left-hander also can favor him by giving little rest. If he can go the aggressive way and get the boundaries flowing, then maybe he can get a little rest at the non-strikers end, trying to take his breath from the non-strikers. Sometimes it's also a part of the game. This time nicely cut away. There is a man in the short third man region, so it's just going to be a single. So 6 runs have come of the first 3 balls. A boundary of the first ball is always a pleasant sight for the side chasing, because that eases the pressure. That eases a lot of pressure, and you can play, and you can go towards the bowler. You can go after him still, and you can get more runs. More than 10 runs per over is quite possible in this over if you can get another boundary. So I think Siddesh, the way he has played in the last 10 or odd balls, he is not worried about what is going to be the outcome, but he is certainly looking to get more returns for his shot. Once again, a magnificent shot here, finding the gap this time. Certainly he should find 2 runs. This is a good throw, quick throw, but Animesh is a very good runner between the wickets. An appeal here at the striker's end, where Siddesh Amanukar was struggling, but in the umpire says definitely not out. The cameras are placed square of the wicket for the stumping and run out opportunities. And 2 runs taken. So 8 runs so far of the first 4 balls. Slightly expensive over for the bowling side, Mapusa Dream Crushers, but definitely not for the PDK Kings. They require more runs than that. Once again going down. Animesh wanted the second run, but this time there was not more than a single, as it was not timed and it was also not in the gap. So 9 runs coming off this over so far. This has been pretty good, and 61 runs required in 37 balls. This is going to be a close match, a close contest. The match is poised interestingly at this moment, but it's once again in the gap. Didn't time it that well. There is a deep man in the extra cover region. So 10 runs coming off this over, and at the end of 14 overs, the score is 99 for the loss of 3. 60 exactly required in 36 balls at the required run rate of 10 runs per over. I think talking about the bowling side, what are the options that he has? I think there is got Kaushal Churi to bowl, and they need a wicket. If they can get Animesh Prabhugaonkar at this point of time, because Siddesh is closing in towards his 50. So after 50, he is definitely going to go back in the dressing room. So if they can get Animesh, who is quite new onto the wicket, but he can score those boundaries. He can slash the ball hard. A wicket here is very important. They cannot allow the game to carry on, and just like the saying goes, we'll see at the time when bridge comes. Does not work in cricket. You have to be proactive than reactive. So the captaincy part is also very important for the fielding side, Mapusa Dream Crushers. Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar is the captain, and having a word with Kaushal Churi. 10 runs per over required in the last 6. In comes Kaushal. Oh, lovely. Nice piece of bowling here. A Yorker first up. So, last few overs, we have seen only the spinners being bowling, although Rajaram Kundekar bowled the previous over as medium pacer. But they were going the one way. Just the spinners, Yash Prabhugaonkar and the captain himself bowling. So it was getting predictable, that particular channel, as off spinners were bowling. Trying to come down the ground, getting a single. They need two steady overs here to be firmly back in this match. Mapusa Dream Crushers. 100 up here for PDK Kings. 100 for the loss of 3 in the 15th over. It's not about 100 now. It's only about 159. Even if you get 140, 150, maybe that can increase your net run rate to finally victory under the belt and more points in the match. Is certainly going to be a big boost for any of the side. This is good bowling here. Very good bowling. Bowling quick, fast. And they need a steady over, an economical over. That's the reason why captain has given the ball to his pace spearhead, Kaushal Churi. Not giving the ball to spinners at the moment. Because for the spinners, if you are in lane and length, the batsman also will try to hit them for boundaries and sixes. So far he has done a good job in this over. 2 dot balls in the first 3 balls. Just a single conceded. This is nicely driven. There is a man in the deep, the captain himself patrolling that. So it's going to be another single. So they are searching for the boundary in this over, which is hard to come by. Good line and length. A good pace has been maintained here by Kaushal Churi. That's the reason why you should have youngsters who can bowl quick, especially when you require an over like this, and they can give their best performance. You got the energy levels very high. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. There is a man, and it falls short. It falls short. One bounce. Very nicely played here by Animesh Prabhugaonkar. Off the back foot, he had that long on region, but could not find the gap. And still searching for that boundary in this over. And only one ball left. Siddesh Amonkar is playing on 45 of just 37 balls. He's tired. He's all soaked up here. But I think whatever left in him, he has to do it now. If he can do it with a magnificent 6 in this over, or maybe the next one, certainly going to be good here. Oh, I just said that. And he hit a 6 runs. Well, he must have heard me in the commentary box and played a magnificent 6 down the and given it a full Monty. 6 down the ground to finish the innings, and on a high note, this over was looking so good here for Mapusa Dream Crushers. Siddesh Amonkar has crushed the dream of Kaushal Churi, and at the end of 15, it's 108 for 3. So 51 runs required in 30 balls. Now the equation looks much better here for PDK Kings. So he's 51 not out. 108 for the loss of 3. Although the batsman cannot come back once again, but you can consider it as 4 wickets. But we have to write it as 3 wickets. Otherwise, his strike rate and other statistics go in the wrong way. The average goes down when you are out. So good start here. Rajaram Kundekar also plays in different leagues in MCC, also in Panjim Gymkhana, and also here in SARSANGAN. Plays in all the tournaments and it's got the experience as well, bowling in a situation like this. The captain also knows very well, and given the job to him to bowl from the far end. So he's bowling slow in the air. You can see bowling the cutters here. Animesh is trying to wait for the ball. The ball is also getting little lower. Is he going to bowl one more slow ball here? Rajaram Kundekar. This is in the air. This is very nicely played here. Should get a boundary. There is a big gap here over the covers region, and he finds a gap. This time he comes down the ground and played it in the air. So he's trying to play the powerful shots now. He knew that the first 2 were dot balls, and I have to do something different. And the mistake committed here by the bowler also, bowling the full toss ball. There are ample of spaces if you want to go for your shots. Another big shot, this time in the hands, and catch dropped. Catch is dropped. He didn't have to move an inch, and now you can see the running between the wickets between both these youngsters. They are moving quickly. Prashil Kamath and Animesh Prabhugaonkar. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for them. Although the catch has been drawn, boundary has not been taken, but they are taking and scampering through for the second run. Missed here, dot ball. Slightly shortened his length. The first 2 where he went with the full-blooded drives. That was full-length balls. Full toss balls, you can see. And 114 for the loss of 3. 45 runs required in 25. This is also played down the ground. There is a man in the deep. Prashil wants to take the second run. He scampers through for the single. There is a chance of a run out. Throw at the striker's hand, and in comes the throw, and the second run has been completed. So Rajaram Kundekar is shouting, throw at the shorter end, not at the keeper's hand. And that 2 runs means 116 for the loss of 3 in 16. 43 runs required in 24 balls. So last 4 overs, all starts off with a wide way outside off stump. Mehang Dharwadkar. So the Pacers have been told to do the job here. Don't look at this stage. The spinner will be introduced. Maybe an over, the last over, if at all, that is left from the captain or Yash or Mahesh Shuri. Once again, another wide, 2 wides in a row. So the bowler is feeling the pressure and the bowling side is also feeling the pressure. Mapusa Dream Crushers. We are coming at a time when every run will be cheered by the side batting PDK Kings. They know this is a matter of just 1 or 2 runs here and there, 1 boundary here and there, small things. And here is his Prashil Kamath. Mehang Dharwadkar, slightly expensive today. Certainly can do the job, and the youngster, there is always a time for recovery in the game. Yes, this is much better. He is pacey. Yes, you can find from the way the keeper is standing. Prashil needs to rotate a strike and give strike to Animesh, who is batting well on 13 of 13 balls. He's like more connecting the ball at the moment as he has spent time on the crease. Animesh Prabhugaonkar. Slashed it hard. What a lovely shot. Slash it hard, finding the gap at the backward of point region. No chance over the fielder in the deep third man region. And it's a boundary. So 6 runs coming off the first 2 balls so far. So the fielder, there is a replacement for the fielder here as the fielder got cramps outside. And new fielder at the deep third man region. So once again, Prashil. Too much of width given in that delivery, the previous one where which faced the boundary. And at the time when the batsman is trying to get as much as possible, if you slash and if that edge also will fly across with the pace of Mehang Dharwadkar. He needs to be concentrating on wicket to wicket, and maybe if the batsman misses that he is going to hit, cannot allow so much of width at this point of time. Still slashed it hard, no chance, absolutely no chance. Cracking shot, went like a tracer bullet towards the fence, and look at the bowler, he's just looking at the ball flying across for the boundary. Now there is the pressure, first time you can see the big pressure on the Mapusa Dream Crushers side. 2 beautiful shots here. Yeah, this is nicely played. The moment he was not running there, he came to know that it is going to be boundary and no chance for the fielder in the deep. So Prashil is doing it moving at a strike rate of 200 at the moment, and required runs of 33 in 20 balls. Equation looks to be good. Much better here compared to the previous overs. So very nicely struck. He will be feeling much better. And the pace is not working for the bowlers as well. Pace is working for the batters here. And this time slightly wide, but it's definitely not too wide, says umpire. So dot ball once again. So Mehang Dharwadkar is very, very expensive, going at 31 runs. Just the 3rd over, and is gone at 10 runs per over. So compared to other bowlers, he is very, very expensive today, and he has given too much of room and width for the batsman to slash and also bowl few wides as well. What a cracker of a match on a beautiful Saturday evening. Everyone is still watching, glued, not only here at MCC ground, but also hearing me live on YouTube Goa livecast of SARSANGAN Super Series edition. Once again, Mehang. This is once again a dot ball. hoping for a wide, but was hoping against the batsman. And a dot ball to finish over number 17, 126 for 3. This match is still on as Prashil has played 2 good shots and Animesh still playing and looking to be the aggressor. 33 runs required in 18 balls. So in comes Rajaram Kunekar to bowl the very important 18th over. The captain has given him ball to bowl 14, 16, 18 or maybe the 20th. Don't know. Certainly looks to be a specialist bowling those slower balls just like this one played down the ground. Prashil trying to get the second run. This is very good running with the wickets. So whenever there is a ball played down the ground, they will certainly look to get a double. So the smartness has to come from the captain of the fielding side. They need to field somewhere around 4-5 meters back inside the rope, trying to stop that double. That's a short ball. This is short ball. A loose ball here from the bowler Rajaram Kunekar, and he pays a hefty price for that. What a lovely pull shot. A magnificent, a mammoth strike here. And this match is going to be interesting now. They have got 8 runs. Rajaram Kunekar is turning out to be expensive in the first 2 ball itself. Now the equation is much, much simpler. 25 runs required in 16. Animesh Prabhugaonkar giving it the full go. This is going to be a no ball. This might be a boundary. This might be a boundary. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. No ball here by Rajaram Kunekar. He's feeling the heat and he's feeling the pressure and giving it away. PDK Kings are doing it in style. And maybe 5 years back, you've never thought that such a situations will come for Mapusa Dream Crushers. But now, definitely they are firm favorites. And bowlers, especially the medium pacers, are losing the grip here. They are totally losing the momentum. They are totally losing their calm and composure. So it's going to be free hit here. It's going to be free hit. You can definitely run. You can definitely take a run. We still remember the famous 3 runs taken by Virat Kohli against Pakistan when he was bowled off a free hit. And the bat ricocheted and went down towards the third man region. So definitely you can run off a free hit. 19 runs required of 15 balls. And this match, this over has certainly changed the tide in favor of the batting unit. PDK Kings. Prashil Kamath has also played a handy knock, just like Animesh. 25 of 17 here from Animesh Prabhugaonkar. And you can see the field here. There is no deep third man region, which can be risky. You cannot give away the width. He has to bowl wicket to wicket and not allow the pace as well. As a point, there is a short covers. There is a short fine as well, and most of the players are in the deep on the leg side. What an interesting match. Slower ball played down the ground, straight to the man in the short covers, and not risking at all at this stage. Smart fielding here, just giving the ball straight back to the bowler. There was no backup behind the bowler. And yeah, look at the equation now. Just 18 runs required in 14 balls with 6 wickets in hand. As a cricket analyst, you are definitely going to favor the batting unit. How well both these batsmen have run between the wickets. This is once again played nicely. This should be a catch. And catch taken cleanly. Finally, Raja Ramkundekar has taken and got rid of the most dangerous player who was looking fluent and who is trying to get those boundaries once again, going down the ground, and a catch taken. So wicket at a right juncture, a crucial time. And he played it well. Just could not get more elevation and more distance. And he has to go back in the pavilion. So you can certainly say 4th wicket, or I will say 5th wicket down here at the score of 141. Still 18 runs required in 13 balls. Still 18 runs required. In comes the new batsman, Gaurav. So 18 of 13. So again trying to go down the ground. Prashil wants to go for the second run. The captain comes in quickly and they are going for the second and good throw at the keeper's end. And they take 2 quite comfortably. It was not timed well here by the batsman. That's the reason why it didn't go straight in the hands of the fielder at the long on region. So the match is alive and kicking. It's 16 runs required for PDK Kings to win their first match in 12 balls. Still got 5 wickets in hand. So a team meeting now at an important juncture. They need to have a huddle. They need to have a meeting because this over, the previous over, although wicket taken off Animesh Prabhugaonkar, but it was a very, very expensive over from Raja Ramkundekar. So 17 runs coming off the previous over, which was very, very expensive compared to the standards that Raja Ramkundekar sets for himself. He used to bowling in the there. It's not that has not bowled previously in a situation or circumstances like this. It's just that the batsmen have got a better of him today. So 16 runs required of 12 balls. And here comes the penultimate over. 16 runs in 12. Bowler is Kaushal Churi. So all the onus is on this man. If you can bowl an over, some considering 5 or 6 runs, then I think a job very well done by him. He should keep somewhere around 10 runs in the last over to make this match more interesting. Mapusa Dream Crushers already won a one match by margin of 16 runs. The first match they played, and that was the last Saturday. Every Saturday is not the same. All Saturdays are different. This time it starts off very well here. Kaushal Churi trying to go for the full drive here. And they have taken the power play. They have taken the batting power play. So the fielders are going to be inside. The two fielders are at mid-wicket and long on region. And so only two fielders can be allowed outside. It's at long on and extra cover region. This is risky here. So is much favoring the batting side. Is much favoring the batting side at the moment. And he has played a classic shot. Cracking shot. Too much of room, too much of width, and Prashil has pierced that point region to the utmost perfection. This is the third time that he has hit a ball in that region, and third boundary in that point region for him. So 12 runs required of 10 balls. So the Pacers, which were hoped to get them a victory here for Dream Crushers, certainly leaking more runs than required. This is much better here. This is much better. Bowled a dot ball. So trying to slash it hard, just bowled outside. Well, you can see that you can bowl this length. You can bowl this length just wide outside where there is a cushion, only one man in the deep. But you cannot bowl full length deliveries to try and allow the batsman to slash. It's much better to bowling a shot of good length than to bowl full. So now they have got the man at long on inside. I think this is much better because he's looking strong in that point region. So they are going to bowl outside off stump. That seems to be the line here. Outside off stump and allow the batsman to slash where there is a deep point. And here comes Kaushal to bowl the next ball. Oh, this is full toss ball. Well, if you bowl it too full, too wide, this is poor bowling here from the youngster Kaushal Churi. And they are losing the calm, they are losing the cool. They already got a point region, but when the ball is flying across so fast with the pace of the bowler, there's hardly any chance. Prashil Kamath is doing the job for the team. 17 of just 11 balls with 4 boundaries. And it's looking much better now. They have come down to run a ball. Come down to run a ball, PDK Kings. This is once again a dot ball. There is a boundary, then there is a dot ball. There is once again a boundary, then there is once again a dot ball. And still 8 runs are required in 7 balls. And this match is certainly go in the last over. The margin for error, the mistake here is going to be minuscule. Oh, this is once again. Catch taken, catch taken. What a catch here. Well, I thought that he slashed it hard to go over the point region for 6 runs. I think the timing of the junk, was it Mehang Darwarkar? Looks to be Mehang Darwarkar. This is an absolutely stunning catch close to the boundary rope. Well, from here it might look easy. It was not. It was moving quickly towards him. He positioned himself perfectly and well balanced. But a magnificent innings from Prashil Kamath. He has taken his team almost close to the doors of the victory. And when the last over comes, they will just require 8 runs to win with 4 wickets in hand. So in comes Yash Prabhugaonkar. I think is the right bowler being chosen here by the captain. So better not to give the pace at this point of time. So a spinner has been bowling. It's just the fielding. Fielders need to be on the toes and the boundary line. Bowling quicker here. So just giving single. He's not going to bowl the flighted ball. They want to go for the second one. Chance of a run out. At the keeper's end. Direct hit was required. A misfield here by Aditya Prabhugaonkar, and they take an extra run. Every run is like a gold dust here. Every mistake committed is going to be a blunder here by this fielding side. They cannot afford to have these big glitches at this point of time in the field. This time it's here by the keeper. This might run towards the fence for 4 runs. Oh no, this is going to be another 2 runs. Mistake by the keeper now. So 2 mistakes, 2 glitches in the field, 1 in the covers, 1 by the keeper, giving 4 runs in the first 2 balls. Now 4 runs are required in 4. There has to be a dot ball here somewhere from Yash. Oh, that's a dot ball. It looks to be out. Big stumping here, going down towards the third umpire, and it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting here. That was a quicker one, bowled outside off stump. He was outside the crease. I think looking at this perspective, he was clearly stumped. Clearly stumped. This is wonderful stumping from behind the wickets. Sanjay Netrawalkar, magnificent stumping here. Not easy to keep for the quicker one from Yash Prabhugaonkar, and very important wicket. So 4 runs are required at 3 balls. Well, Yash has not bowled a single loose ball. He has not been helped here by his fielders. So far, so good. Second wicket for Yash Prabhugaonkar. Can he do it for them? Well, I still remember Glenn Maxwell has done that. If at all, I remember 1 over where 3 runs were required, the least to be in while chasing in the last over. And he got 2 wickets of Pakistan and just conceded 1 run, and the Australian team wins by 1 run. There's the best over that you can see in the T20 format, bowled by Glenn Maxwell. Can it be the same scenario here for Mapusa Dream Crushers? Yash definitely not going to bowl a flighted ball. It's going to be firing outside off stump. And you can see that the short tournament region was slightly more towards the point region. Now he has come much finer. In comes the next ball from Yash. This time nicely played here. Will he get single? He could not find the gap. So 3 runs are required. 3 runs are required. That is the same length it is going to be. You can see pressure on everyone. Pressure on the fielders. Pressure on the batters. And pressure on me as well. While doing the commentary. Just 3 runs required of the 2 balls. And the batsman on strike is going to be... This time they want to go for the second run. And mistake here, mistake, and 2 runs taken. It has not been Rajaram Kundekar's day in the field today. A small mistake. They always wanted to go for the second run, and a small mistake, they have taken the second. Now the scores are tied. Scores are level. So 1 run required in 1 ball, and the message has been given from the management to the umpires. Here comes the last ball. And it's going to be a run out. It's going to be a super over. It's a tie. It's a tie. And the most happiest team at this moment is going to be Mapusa Dream Crushers. So it's going to be a tie match. What a match this is. It went one way, then went the other way. But I think Yash Prabhugaonkar was the bowler who did the job for them. It was a run out, and finally, I guess both teams will be happy for at the end of the day. More happy will be Mapusa Dream Crushers. In the last 4 overs, it looked as if the match was always went away from their hands, from their grips. But finally, they managed to hang hold and will certainly share points with Mapusa Dream Crushers, PDK Kings. So a wonderful game of cricket on a Saturday afternoon and evening, and well, I can certainly say it was Yash Prabhugaus's last over. There's certainly a hold a day here for Mapusa Dream Crushers. So I'll see you in maybe in some other match. So it's bye from Harish Kakodkar. It was an exciting game of cricket between both these teams. Ended up in a tie and going to share the points. So see you in the presentation ceremony in a short while.